is the TeamClearCoat podcast. We're two friends finally doing something about our obsession with cars.
We're probably not doing it well, but it should be fun, and we might actually learn something along the way. I'm Dave.
And I'm Ian, and this is our show.
Ian.
Hello, Dave.
I have a world weary Ian across the desk from me. Buddy, buddy, it's gonna be buddy.
It's been a bit of a week.
Buddy, it's gonna be okay, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Unless it's not.
Yeah. Which means I want to start off right away.
Okay. All right.
I want to start off right away with a little pick me up.
Okay.
I want to play a little FMK Cars.
Okay.
Right away.
Yeah, let's do it. FMK Cars is a game that Ian and I play on this show. It's a classic game, fuck, marry, kill. Instead of playing it with people like awful people do, we play it with cars because we're nerds, but most importantly, we're not bad people. Ian,
yes.
In this scenario, F means you drive it for a day, right? K means you kill it, you send it to the crusher. M means you marry it, it's your daily driver. Ian's going to give me 3 cars, and I'm going to decide FMK.
Yes.
Boom.
This one is called Jesus fucking Christ, it's been a week.
Oh, buddy.
Cars that, when I think about them, they just make me feel better.
Okay, all right.
Just knowing that they're out there.
Okay.
So the first one, we'll go 2018 Alpha Giulia Quadrifoglio.
Okay, all right. Should I pull it up on our Instagram?
Sometimes I just think about, like, the one super good hot lap that I got in that car. And it just makes me happy sometimes.
Hot laps.
When I need to think about it.
Where is it? There it is. And then, yeah, and then I think we also have your reaction to it. Where is it?
It's down further.
It
down
is.
Further.
Yeah,
there.
That's the best picture of the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio.
It really gives you a feel for it.
It does. Yeah, that any automotive journalist will give you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you come to TeamClearCoat for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's the first one.
Okay.
Next one. Morgan three-wheeler.
Okay, yeah, that is a happy car.
Sometimes I just remember that it exists in the world, and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that somebody does that.
Right?
Somebody did that. Somebody else bought it.
Yeah.
People drive it.
Right?
It's just good
that
it exists in the world.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, its existence makes the world a better place.
Yeah, it says Morgan three-wheeler.
Nice. Nice vanity plate. All right. Okay.
T-Sip. The last one, and I want to talk about this after we're done with this FMK cars.
Sure.
The 2019 Volvo V60. Have you seen this yet?
Yes, I have.
It just got unveiled a couple days ago.
Yeah. You're talking about the V?
Just go to the Volvo website.
V60, Volvo cars. Yeah, this Mammer Jammer right here.
It is so pretty.
Yeah, it's a really nice looking car.
And it just makes me, beyond wanting one super badly,
right?
It just makes me happy to think about the fact that someone took the time to style a wagon.
Okay.
And really make it pretty.
Right.
And it is very pretty.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to see that the XC90 and S90 design language is translating down like it is.
Right.
Yeah. And it's comforting. It just makes you feel better knowing that people are still dedicating themselves to wagons.
Yes.
Right? My girlfriend and I were driving around today and saw a 5 Series GT. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, that's what they replaced the wagon with. Because that's what apparently they needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so we can come back to that. But
okay.
But yeah, so the FMK is that, the Giulia, the Morgan three-wheeler.
Can I take a kicker on this? Can I add my own twist? Yeah.
What's the twist you're gonna add?
You have to ride shotgun in each of these.
Okay. I mean, sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing, worst passenger in the three-wheeler, pretty bad in the Giulia, and probably okay in the Volvo, I'm guessing.
I'm going to kill the Giulia.
What?
Because if you were the passenger, there is no way you could not armchair quarterback my driving. that would
just be torture for me.
Right, exactly. That would be your personal hell, right?
No, I wouldn't say that.
You're right, yeah.
It wouldn't be that bad, but it would be
if Limp Bizkit Faith was on the radio the whole time.
Yeah, it'd be frustrating that I wasn't the one
Right.
driving.
So I'm gonna kill that
Okay.
because I mean I never got a chance to drive it anyway. So
Oh my God.
you know.
This whole thing again.
TCC deep cuts. Okay, so I'm gonna kill the Alpha. You and I are in a Morgan 3-wheeler for a day. Yeah, right. And then I'm obviously marrying the Volvo V60, and I'll throw you a bone. You get to DJ the track list the whole time.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I
All
must really look terrible today. Really taking pity on me. All right.
This is like Ian's Make-A-Wish.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what do you think you would do? You'd marry the Alpha?
I think I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I would feel guilty as I crushed the Volvo because I know I should do it.
Right.
But you got to drive the 3-wheeler for a day.
How can you say no to that?
You can't.
Right? We have to find one.
I'd marry the
drive.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Because it's the best car I've ever driven.
Right.
It's until it breaks down.
Right. Until it ceases being a car.
Yeah.
And
then but in real life I may buy that V60.
Oh, really?
I'm now thinking like what if I can limp the Saab for another year.
Okay.
Until they start doing deliveries on that and I just save up enough to actually buy a new car.
You have another
I've never driven a new car.
You have another baby on the way?
Yes.
Prime time for saving money.
It's really you know what though? It kind of is.
Because you'll be staying at home a lot more?
Because you're at home.
Yeah.
And you can't go anywhere.
Right.
And we already have most of the shit.
Right.
We already have all the
That's true.
stuff.
Yeah. You didn't get rid of the stuff, did you?
No, not most of it. There's a few things that either like wore out or whatever.
You got to get some new bottles and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're getting new bottles and a couple of like linens and stuff.
Sure.
But like we already had a crib.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Right.
Other stuff like that.
That's where I sleep when I come over.
But yeah, so we're gonna be okay on that front.
Yeah. Then save your money.
I want to do it. I want that.
And
it's so pretty.
And rent a car from Hertz and drive Lyft on the evenings and weekends.
I mean, it may come to that.
Yeah. Ian, well, in the interest of picking you up,
yes,
let's keep talking. Let's keep doing this. Let's do this.
What
okay.
Is that?
That's a Windows update. We're going to say no to the Windows update right now.
Which
not a good time, Windows.
Family members, if you're watching, don't do what Dave just did. Update your computers.
Right. As seasoned professionals, seasoned professionals, we know.
I'm a seasonal professional.
Yeah,
I'm only professional in April through June.
Right, and I'm seasoned as in like I need a shower.
Right.
Yeah. And so
we're the only ones allowed to say later.
Exactly.
On critical security updates.
Right. Not the rest of you. Yeah. Mom.
Exactly.
Ian.
Yes.
Let's keep the show going. Let's talk. Let's get into it, man. What do you got to talk about today? I'm punching the air again, just like episode 8, the ocho. Let's do it. This is 1:30, man.
Wow.
You're down. I gotta go up high.
I know.
I gotta go up high. So we meet in the middle, Ian.
That's not how that works at all.
Podcasting works.
Not how that works.
It's
not how interpersonal communication works.
Yeah,
though.
no, you see a sad person and you just hit them with 11. I'd be a great therapist.
Yeah.
Ian.
I would like to talk about an article that Alex Roy recently published on The Drive.
Okay, all right.
.com.
Okay.
It is called The Truth About Guns, Self-Driving Cars, and Saving Lives.
Okay.
And he makes it is a very Alex Roy article.
Okay.
In that it's very confrontational, and he does make a lot of really good points though about kind of the promise of a sweeping reform bringing about huge change, and kind of drawing a parallel between gun control and self-driving cars in that respect.
Okay.
He kind of goes off the rails a little bit for me because a large part of the article is kind of the idea that if you take a position on a policy that is justified by you think you're going to save lives, then you also therefore must care just as much or divert your attention to things that would save more lives, which is I don't really buy into that like idea that that we as a society, like our attention or our ability to change things is zero sum.
Right.
I think that's a kind of an argument. It's an argument that's made in bad faith usually, because it's either like you want someone to pay attention to something else,
right,
or whatever reason it is. I don't like that argument.
Yeah.
So I had a problem with that in the article, but I do. There have been a lot. I bring it up because there have been a lot of people, I think rightly, kind of drawing parallels between this discussion about gun control and automotive safety,
right,
especially right now,
right.
And I think that, you know, while his article kind of concentrates on where the discussion about car safety is lacking because they are still way more deadly than guns in this country, I want to talk about it in the other direction.
Okay. Right.
I want to be not going to be a Debbie Downer about it. I'm going to be I don't know,
Ulysses Upper.
Yeah. Good one. I'm going to be a Ulysses Upper about it and talk about things that we as car culture have done well.
Okay.
And examples of one of the things we always talk about on this show is how like we as car culture should be seen as partners.
Yes.
In this, in progress.
Right.
Because otherwise, people who don't share our same affinity for driving or cars or whatever,
right, are
going to end up being the ones making the decision. They're just going to push us out of the conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that is what's happening with guns right now. The loudest voices for gun rights is basically the NRA.
Right.
And people are essentially sick of their shit because they're not arguing in good faith.
Right.
And they're just making just dumb arguments and, you know, going all in on being pedantic about, you know, the differences between different rounds of ammunition or the, you know, the makeup of the AR-15, which is a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing, yeah.
As a veteran, this is one of the few subjects I will pull that card on.
Right, right.
That drives me fucking crazy.
I'm sure it does.
Because it's stupid.
Yeah.
There's essentially one feature.
Yep.
That is different.
The 3-shot burst. Yeah.
Right. Which nobody even uses in the military.
Right.
Nobody, you know, we use it when we're training and the instructor goes, "You guys want to try to burst?" That's when you use burst mode.
Okay.
And then you turn it off and you never use it again.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
I digress.
Right.
But the people who do that, who insist on that. So essentially, if you think about the worst cases of actually
right
on the car forums,
yes,
they're now those are the same people that are running the debate for the pro gun rights side, essentially.
Okay.
In the public sphere.
Right. Their equivalents.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
So imagine if those people in car culture were our representatives, and that's what's happening with the NRA.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so I want to bring up some examples of things that we've done as car culture that I think, at least one big example, where I think we can serve as a model, and then I think I have a gun control idea that I think might work.
Right.
Okay.
Let's
using the car model.
Okay.
So everyone talks about how you know, you have to be licensed. A lot of people have been bringing up this point about how you have to be licensed to drive a car and blah 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 blah. I think the actual piece that is a closer corollary to these like more powerful rifles and other things, and even I would argue a lot of handguns, is that, you know, shooting those types of weapons and especially or having them in public is antisocial behavior. You know, you're freaking people out.
Right.
Nobody likes it.
Tension in a room does not decrease when a gun is present.
Right.
Right.
It's fun. Of course it's fun.
Right. Right.
I love shooting. I really do. I grew up shooting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always qualified marksman in the military.
Skeet shooting is a blast.
Skeet shooting is the shit. I'm terrible at skeet shooting.
Right, but it's really fun.
I'm really good with a rifle.
When have we ever let something that we're terrible at prevent us from having fun with it?
Right, exactly.
Right.
But that does not mean that it's not antisocial behavior.
Right.
Because it is. So I think what we should do, instead of regulating ownership of weapons, is more closely regulate their usage. So, we have in car culture all sorts of examples of antisocial behavior.
Right.
And the one that always comes to mind is street racing.
Yes. Yeah.
And car culture has really done a very good job in the last 20, 30 years, I guess, of shaming and pushing that segment of our culture kind of to the side.
Yeah.
And doing a good job of providing other outlets.
Right.
And so you're not prohibited from owning a drag car.
Right.
You are prohibited from running it on the street.
Right.
Which you should be.
Right.
So I think the same, and we have like really healthy, good, positive culture around racetracks and drag strips and things like that, where we've kind of tried to push these antisocial behaviors that we all enjoy, driving fast, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And we keep hearing that that gun culture and gun clubs and everything are important pieces of American culture, and I think we should take people at their word when they say that this piece of culture is important to us and it's important to our identity or whatever. Let's take people at their word, but that also means that comes with some sort of responsibility. And for car culture, that was, hey, make sure these idiots aren't mowing people down at 130 miles an hour on Sunset Boulevard.
Right.
And for gun culture, I think that means you guys now own the danger of shooting, of your hobby. You guys all buy into that danger, and you don't affect anyone else with it. And I think the way you do that is through ammunition. That's how you enforce usage rather than ownership. So you don't necessarily need to ban the AR-15, but you basically ban sales of the ammunition for it to private citizens, and only allow licensed. Basically, you create a licensing structure for the racetrack or the gun club, the shooting range, to be the only place that happens.
Okay.
And then if you're gonna have it as a private citizen, then that's another big step of licensing above that you have to go through.
Okay.
And I think that's a way you can like sidestep the ownership thing, and it more closely follows how we deal with other hobbies that are inherently dangerous or antisocial. Rocketry is the same way.
Right.
We really closely control where
the
that
licensing
can happen.
is
There's lots and lots of examples of that. And I think that's got to be the only way to do it.
Yeah, it makes me think of the old Dave Chappelle bit where he talks about how a bullet should cost $5,000.
I agree.
Or was it a Chris Rock?
Oh, that was
bit?
Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock. Yeah. I think that I like that idea, and I do like that idea, and I do. We as car culture enthusiasts, we have been very vocal about vilifying certain elements. We've been able to come together. Mm-hmm. Like you said, you're going to focus on the Ulysses Upper aspects of it, right?
Right.
And we have come together in having very vocal voices against street racing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And communities promoting, track nights and drag, run what you brung and all of that stuff, right? And just also knowing that all of the media outlets that a lot of car enthusiasts go to, if somebody was to, say, share a street racing video, they're going to either have it taken down or people are going to be very vocal.
Shame.
Yeah, shame. Exactly, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Shame is an underrated
yeah
tool.
Right, exactly.
In
It's gotten us
society.
where we are today.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Underrated societal tool.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Dave. Ian. So the only issue that I see with it it just super high level is that so many let me just preface this. So my father and I did not line up on very many things politically whatsoever. He was a very conservative, very Christian Republican, right? And but he was a police officer for 26 years. And so there are very few things where I would just accept my dad's view on, right? Without like really thinking things through myself.
Right.
But when it came to gun control, I always just I just asked him, what do you think is best? What, you're the person whose opinion I trust more than anyone else's. Right. And he was very pro gun control. He was anti-concealing carry, and he was for somebody in that segment of the political spectrum. Right. He was just as bleeding heart liberal as I am when it came to that. Right. And so, having that kind of dialogue with my father about gun control, because that was really the safe political topic that we could discuss, right? Having that dialogue about it really expressed to me that the majority of the arguments that people make for guns, the main justification, from what I've seen, is self-defense, right? Right. And having the ability to basically murder someone in your home, right? Right. That's a tent pole of gun ownership in America. Yeah. Right. And what a lot of people cling to, and unfortunately saying that you can only have ammunition here, right? Yeah. Or that the most accessible way to have ammunition would be here. But like you said, having a separate licensing tier for home ownership. Yeah. Right. Well, and I still think shotguns, shotgun shells could be regulated less closely. 22s could be regulated less closely. Yeah, there you go, like a tiered structure to ammunition based on its lethalness. Right, exactly. Right, and also the debate right now is around AR-15s. The handgun thing, I'm more ambivalent about it in either direction, but it's obviously a tougher nut to crack, which is why I think people are concentrating on the AR thing, because it's a much clearer thing. It's not that it's responsible for more deaths. Right. It's that they are responsible for deaths. The deaths that happen are dramatic, and it's a more solvable problem. Right. Because it's a pretty clear. If you know anything about it, like using an AR for home defense is stupid. Right. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Right. It's dumb. This is one of those things where at the early stages, it's easier to make some larger steps. Right. And this is that step. Right. And so there's a couple. I think the reason that I think we should talk about it is there's a few things. That one, this is, like I said at the top, like this is a really, right now we're seeing an instructive example of what happens when you're not seen as a good faith partner in the discussion about your hobby. Right. Because gun ownership is, I'm sorry, a hobby. Right. And it's we as car enthusiasts ignore this debate at our peril, because this is the path that we're going down. Right. And the other thing too is that the other thing you have to think about is that coming together of like technology and culture and policy, where I think guns are the other major hobby where all of those things kind of all come into conflict with each other a lot of times. Right. So that's the other reason we should pay attention to it. Right. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I was going somewhere with that and I lost it. No, well, first of all, This smells like something, Ian. This smells like something. This smells like, I don't know, shampoo,
Yeah.
conditioner.
I'm not going to say I wasn't thinking about this in the shower.
That's what I thought. This is part 2 of our #hashback getting wet with Ian. Ian, I knew you were thinking about this in the shower.
I was.
Right?
I totally was.
Yeah, this is a shower thought.
Yeah.
This is a shower thought. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I was raised around guns. I was raised around guns. My father was a police officer. We all knew exactly where his guns were. They were never locked in a safe. We never messed with them as children. I was properly educated from a very young age not to, do anything or, anything like that. And then, I was raised, shooting BB guns and 22s and stuff like that, and had a very healthy respect for a gun. One time, this will tell you the kind of person that I am. One time, I shot at a bird with a BB gun and then ran home crying my eyes out. Okay, I am not a. I'm
That's
not
adorable, Dave.
That's just. I can't. Yeah. So I'm not the person that is ever going to convince a gun owner that they should give up their AR-15. Because I feel like the people that are more. The people that are more. Well, I don't know. Maybe I need to take a shower and think about it for a while, but I have no place for guns in my life whatsoever. Right. I have no place for firearms in my life.
Yeah.
Right. And no interest, no passion, no, thankfully I don't have an occupation where I feel like my life is on the line.
Right.
More than say a server falling on my head.
I was going to say.
Yeah. No, but or I should say, and this is unfortunate. I don't have an occupation or a daily life where I feel like my life is more on the line than what it currently already is on the line when it comes to just being a person who goes out of their house into public, which is fucking awful that we have to think like that now.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We live in one of the safest times we live in the safest time in modern history right now.
Right.
If you look at the crime rates now compared to the late 60s,
sure,
violent crime rates are crazy low. We're at all-time historic lows. And so when people argue about the rate of increase in murders, that's a bad faith argument because they're talking about a percentage change. Right. Not
a per capita change.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're not talking about the overall numbers compared to the historical average. Right. They're just comparing it year over year, and they're like, oh, murders have increased 70%. Well, if there was only a few murders last year and now there's a few more, then it's going to look like that. Right. And that's been the case for the past few years. But yeah, I mean, compared to when we were kids, it's way safer now. Way safer. And I really think that part of the bad effects of gun culture now, and now we're way off of cars, but part of the bad effect that I don't think people pay enough attention to is the secondary psychological effect of, which is why your dad probably wasn't in favor of concealed carry, because now in the back of his mind when he's on patrol, he has to think this person has a gun and that person has a gun and that person has a gun, and that, so that we get into this feedback loop of as more and more people have guns, then it becomes more and more necessary for each person making the decision to have a gun. And I think that's just really destructive. And you can see it now, like the talk of arming teachers is kind of the end point of that, right? Where you're taking this place that is supposed to be a center of a community and kind of an open place, and ever more closing it off from that, to the point now where you have to be armed to be in there. It's absurd, and it's really destructive, I think.
I love my mother. She was a school teacher for 19 years, something like that. A long time. Yours was as well.
No,
right?
my mom was not a school teacher.
Oh, she wasn't? Oh,
No.
okay. Your stepmom.
My
Stepmom. Mother-in-law.
my mother-in-law is a teacher.
Yes.
The woman who, for listeners who don't know, has a physical folder called Google Docs.
That she Sharpied Google Docs
She
on.
Sharpied Google Docs on it, and she was like, "Oh, I think that's in my Google Docs folder." And she, seriously, no shit, pulled out a folder, clunk, and set it on the table.
Yeah.
She also one time,
welcome to Mother-in-Law Cast.
yeah, sorry, this was a few years ago. I just found this tweet, so I had to say something about it.
Okay.
Because I was looking for examples of why we shouldn't arm teachers, and I knew I kept tweets about my mother-in-law. We went home to visit, and she had glasses on. She does not wear glasses. And we asked her, "Oh, did you go get prescription glasses?"
Right.
It turns out she has never been to the eye doctor, and just went to Walgreens and started trying on glasses until she could see.
Here's your AR-15.
Yeah.
Now protect the youths of tomorrow.
Sleep tight, America.
Yeah. Now, so
My mother-in-law's on the watch. You need her on that wall.
as if managing a class of shitheads is
Right.
not enough of a goddamn mental burden on teachers. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
how much can we ask of the lowest paid individuals, you know, in society?
Right.
Right? Yeah.
And I've never been in actual combat. I've never had to fire a gun in anger. But when I was in the military, I did have to do training. And
Right.
even during training exercises, I think what people don't realize when they think about these things is how low your hit rate is.
Right.
You know, because we did the whole thing with the M16s, we had blanks, but when you fire the blanks, it fires a laser. So we had like pickups or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we did exercises where we had like civilians running around, and and then you're in a defensive position and you have people attacking you.
Right.
And I honestly did really good at that. I was able to pick off 4 or 5 instructors.
Right.
But that took, first of all, like an hour and a half.
Okay.
And second of all, I went through, a ton of magazines.
Right.
You know, like it's not a video. It's not a video game.
Right.
That was in a simulated environment where it was stressful because there's a lot going on. It's chaotic.
Realistic.
Yeah, they make it chaotic, but it's not, a classroom of 6th graders running around,
Right.
scared for their lives,
Right.
and a live fire situation.
Right.
I can't even imagine.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
The
It
whole
is.
argument is dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's akin to and sort of like this arms race that we're now caught in
Right.
would be like if there were no if we basically said, if you take away my ability to run drag slicks on the street, you're basically saying that I can't drive to work.
Right.
And so then everybody starts ratcheting up and saying, and then the cars just start looking more and more like Mad Max.
Right.
Where you just have like spikes and shit because people are crashing into each other so much.
Right.
That would basically be the end
There
result
you go.
in
There you go.
cars
Right.
that
right.
we're now talking about over here.
Right.
And I think if you think about it in terms of any other hobby of basically doing your dangerous antisocial hobby in public,
Right.
I think if you think about it in those terms, you see the absurdity of the argument, which is why they so seldom cop to it being a hobby.
Right.
I think, and so that's guns. Done.
Oh,
Next
God.
topic. Next topic.
I have an FMK cars for you.
Oh, I have an FMK cars too.
Okay, Ian.
Yeah.
I'm going just to. Does your FMK cars have to do with this?
It does.
Okay. Then we'll do your themed one.
Okay.
Okay.
This one's called How did we end up in the dumbest timeline? Like, for real, things are dumb.
Yes. Yes.
Everything's so dumb. God, the scandals are dumb. Everything is dumb. All right. Electric cars.
We know what the shape of Anthony Weiner's junk looks like. Why do we need to know that?
I know.
Have you seen the documentary Wiener?
I haven't.
It's good.
I really don't
Watch
want
it.
to.
You should.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah.
All right. That's disappointing. All right. Electric cars with an audio twist.
Okay.
Now, these are electric cars.
Okay.
Fully electric cars. So these play. This audio is playing inside the car.
Okay.
But it's also the pedestrian warning system.
Okay. All right.
So it's playing outside the car at low speeds, I guess, is what.
Sure.
All right. First one, Tesla Model 3.
Okay. My girlfriend and I went to the Tesla store at Park Meadows.
Oh, yeah. Do they have a 3 in there?
No, they don't have a 3. They have an X and an S. And,
that's how the one at Joe Creek is too.
They're nice.
Yeah, they are. So in this, you have someone reading the tweets of pedantic gun people explaining how the AR-15 is so different from the military version, and you libtards just don't know enough to argue about this. Oh, my God, go fuck yourselves.
Okay. All right.
Have I been reading Twitter a lot lately? Yes, I have. All right. Next one. The Chevy Bolt.
Okay. All right.
Devin Nunes,
yeah.
reads his stupid memo.
Oh,
so you just get the audio book
Why
of
are you
this
doing this to me?
stupid memo. You were cackling over there earlier as you were writing a different FMK card
Go
for me,
on.
saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you through something today."
Ian, go on. I will be making you pay for this. Looking at my FMK cars.
BMW i3 with no range extender.
Okay.
I'm quite proud of this one. So you're going to get Silicon Valley startup investor pitches.
No.
So people who have an app
Yeah.
and they're looking for investors,
Yeah.
you're going to just hear their pitch. And that's all that plays in there.
This is all that plays in the car.
But then also it gets like whispered to pedestrians to warn them that
a silent
you're
electric
coming.
vehicle is
Yeah.
behind them.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to...
Which, while he's thinking about this, I will find a way to shoehorn talking about those stupid memos into a conversation about cars. At some point, I'm going to.
That you will be...
Oh, I will.
You will be getting very wet with Ian.
Oh, yeah. That's that's soaking wet with Ian. I have things to say. I have thoughts.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I have thoughts. Anyway, continue.
For anybody not watching on the Twitch stream or the YouTube video, Ian just like looked down into the glass of tea that he made and he slowly swirled it for a second and then I have thoughts.
It's
Wow.
such a bad week, Dave. All right.
We need more cameras. We need to. I need to be able to switch like camera 1, camera 4, camera 7.
That wouldn't get distracting at all.
No, not at all. We need a production intern is what we need. Yeah. Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. For a day, I guess I'll do the Chevy Bolt and the bullshit memos.
Uh-huh.
I'm killing the Tesla Model 3.
Okay.
And then I will listen to Silicon Valley startup pitches for the rest of my life because if that's what I have to pick, then God damn it, that's what I have to pick. What would you do?
Oh, I have no idea. I would crush the Chevy Bolt.
Okay.
I couldn't handle that.
The memo. Okay.
I think you marry the BMW i3. I think
you're
right
right.
there.
Yeah.
And then I think I would just be really angry for a day
Yeah.
listening to...
Oh, you'd be really angry for a day?
More angry than normal for a day.
Right.
Thank you, Dave. Who's pedantic now? I have thoughts.
Slow tea swirl gulp. Ian.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ian.
Yeah.
I have an FMK cars for you.
I'm ready to write things down.
Okay. Ian.
Yeah.
First up. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This one is called From Sea to Shining Sea, y'all.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
In this, you're getting a car that was made in a certain region and an accent.
Oh.
You have to have this regional accent.
This is good.
First up.
So these are cars that are made in a region.
Yes, or were made. Okay.
Car accent. Is one of them a Hyundai accent?
No, I was thinking about giving you an accent and a Hyundai accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. First up, Los Angeles, the Icon 4x4.
So I talk like
the Californians on Saturday Night Live.
okay.
And then I take the 405
Yeah.
to the 6. That's
Yeah.
not a highway in LA. To the 5.
So I get an icon?
Yeah, you get an Icon.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So icon,
Yeah.
California.
Okay. All right. I'll give you the Icon, the Bronco one, the Ford Bronco one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
the Icon BR is what that is.
Yeah, it's so cool looking.
All right. So, but you have to talk in a Los Angeles accent.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know what icon is, they're essentially like Singer. Singer does the Porsches. They're like that for like vintage off-road vehicles.
Yeah, they do off-road vehicles, but they've also started offering a
they do like
a different truck and a like an old Mercury kind of lead sled, and they've been branching out into cars. But they got
and the Derelict series is really cool. Click on that for a second because there's like a they had a
there's
Rolls.
a Mercury. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they had a Rolls Royce that they did.
Nice.
Which is super
nice.
Super rad. The Derelict series.
Yeah, there's
is cool.
the Rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Ian. So you have an Icon 4x4.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, second, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if there's an fair use images. I don't know how to say this. PAIS ANO dune buggy.
Piazzano?
Yeah. Let's see if Piazzano dune buggy. It's like the classic looking dune buggy.
Okay.
Right? This is we're stealing this picture from Dune Buggy Archives on Photobucket.
Okay.
All right. This was made in Texas. You have to have a thick Texas accent. All right, y'all.
Gotcha.
Okay, I could see you affecting a thick Texas accent.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would look good on you.
I don't think
Lastly,
I think it would look pretty silly. Yeah.
an Edsel. You know
Okay.
you know where that was made?
Detroit?
Look, you're gonna need to get your car out of the yard.
It was made in New England?
Boston, Ian.
It was made in Boston.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, you bunch of queers, get your car out of the yard.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and go all in on the Boston. You have to be just as racist as the rest of Boston.
All right, so I'm going to do that for a day.
Okay. Okay.
I was going to do that for a day, but then you threw in the racist thing, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah, racist and homophobic.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so whatever. I'll deal with being a Boston person for a day, but I'll be in Edsel, so I'll be broken down and won't be able to affect anyone else anyway, except for the tow truck driver. So, I'm going to crush the Texas.
Okay. All right.
Crushing
the Dune buggy.
Texas.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to marry the Icon.
And have a thick Los Angeles accent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just be insufferable to everybody.
Yeah.
What would you do there?
I would probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're giving me a hard time, but I'd do the same thing.
No, I think I would. I'd actually kill the Edsel,
Yeah.
and then I would for a day I'd dune buggy it, and then I would marry the Icon 4x4.
Yeah, I mean Texas isn't a million miles off of
Right.
Missouri.
No, well they always say like people from Missouri have a very neutral like. There's a lot of us that are like sportscasters
Right,
and news
yeah.
people. It's like, yeah. I am not a good example of that. Yeah, I mean, just I could be a newscaster, but then only do broadcasts before 10 p.m.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Ian, we have an FMK Cars from our good buddy Hannes.
Okay.
So he sent me some info on, or sent me a message on Instagram. He says, for most of all, fuck yeah for taking on the fight about grid girls. So thank you, buddy. And he says, I'm for sure one of the people who doesn't feel welcome because of things like that. He says, check out the Norwegian Gate Bill. It's a Norwegian street racer festival.
Uh-huh.
All their promotional shit is littered with that crap. right? Car culture has this awful female objectification problem, and we need to stop it.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's giving you an FMK cars that you're gonna love.
Oh, okay.
All right. Ian?
Yeah.
What did I send you that I saw on Craigslist?
A Vigan.
I did. Yeah.
It was a 5-door Vigan.
Yeah, 5-door Vigan. Yep.
Is that the first thing?
Saab Vigan. What do you want? 3-door, 5-door?
I'll take the 3-door. I think the 3-door looks better.
Yeah. Yeah, the 3-door is pretty classic.
Yeah.
Right?
3-door in the blue.
In the blue, right? Don't get those wheels. Those are the paper maches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put better wheels on it.
But look at that. Looks so good.
Vigan. Got it.
All right. Okay. All right. Volvo.
Mm-hmm.
A50R. You want the wagon? You want the sedan?
Of course I want the wagon.
All right, there you go. There's the wagon.
Hell yeah, I want the wagon.
Hell yeah, I want the wagon. Bitch, please. Of course I want the wagon. All right?
All right.
This is just me doing an awful Boston accent for the rest of the podcast.
Please do.
Yeah.
And I mean the rest of not the show, the podcast.
the rest of the podcast run? Yeah. No.
Did they move to Boston at some point?
Right? Yeah. And then lastly, I don't know what this is, and I shouldn't have turned my phone over. Okay. It's called the Indigo 3000.
Indigo.
Yeah. 3000.
3000.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's really cool. I've never known about this. He said, never heard of before. It's made by Jossakar, loosely translated Yihakar, Juskar. We've created the Indigo 3000, blah, blah, blah. We've lived with cars since our legs were long enough to reach the pedals. We've built and developed cars. So it's a Swedish brand.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is a cool looking car.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think you do, buddy? FMK.
I think that is cool looking. It's
right?
Intriguing. It looks like it's front engine rear drive, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that looks like the layout.
I think I would that looks I want to drive that. That looks like fun.
Yeah.
I'll drive that for a day, and then I got to marry the Volvo.
You have to marry the Volvo?
I think I'm crushing the Saab.
I'm marrying the Saab.
Yeah.
I'm driving the Indigo 3000 for a day.
Crushing the Volvo.
Yeah, and then I think I crushed the Volvo.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've shown our true
You know what?
alliances.
We're all winners here, though.
We are. So yes. So thank you, Hannes, for sending that because that's awesome. And then he went on to explain some Saab Vigan trivia. And he grew up where they used to make all the airplanes. And so, yeah, he said that one crashed in the middle of the Stockholm Air Show because of software bugs.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that was in the Stockholm. I've seen that footage. I didn't realize that where that was.
He said their factory was pretty cool. It could be moved into a deep mountain underneath at a moment's notice if the Russians bombed.
Crazy.
Right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So thank you, Hannes.
Thank you.
It's always awesome to hear from him. And I appreciate echoing like having another voice in the audience that echoes back the distaste for Greek girls in F1. Yeah. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Or anything really.
Right.
It's nice to hear from people.
That's true.
I'm not just shouting into a void.
Shouting into the blankety void.
I'm not just muttering into my teacup.
Thoughts. That's the quote of the night. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I write the titles for the show, right? I could call every single one Ian Has Thoughts, right? Because I typically do a Ian blah blah blah, Dave blah blah blah, and we blah blah blah, right? That's like the podcast title formula. Mm-hmm. Ian Has Thoughts. Dave has a bad Boston accent, and we talk about Ian's thoughts.
And we had an email.
And we had an email. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see what else we got, buddy. What else? I have another FMK cars for you.
Oh, okay.
But also, and I forgot to email this to myself so I could show it on the show. So I'm going to hold my phone up to the camera, or I'll pull up our Twitter. Tell people about Car Stanza, Ian.
Oh, Car Stanza.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, is we've decided when people misrepresent their car through deceptive or inaccurate badging essentially. So it's basically like lying with your car
Yeah.
in much the same way that George Costanza might.
Right.
And that is yes.
Yeah.
This is a prime example.
It is. Here, let's show the internet.
Um,
Our good buddy Nick Lindy,
yeah.
Radmobile, Nick Lindy Gaming, right? Saw this.
It is
Tweeted it at us.
for anyone just listening, it is a Chevy Cavalier.
Yeah.
With
Chevy Cobalt.
Is it a Cobalt?
Yep.
It is a Cobalt. You're right.
Yep. The Brobalt, as it's known.
It is a Brobalt.
Yep.
With some pretty sweet stripes. I'm not adverse to stripes.
Right.
But it also has a large bow tie in the back and a Camaro badge.
A Chevy Camaro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian, guess what I saw today? Boom. Same fucking car.
It is
Ian,
the same car.
internet, I saw the same thing. My intern took a picture of it while I was driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really jealous of that intern that you have that takes pictures
Yep.
for you while you drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you would never do anything so unsafe as to take one while you're driving.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Certainly wouldn't switch it over to the new iPhone 7 Plus telephoto lens either to get a better picture. Intern knows how to do that already. At 75 miles an hour. I mean, at the appropriate speed limit, depending on where I am on I-70.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good save.
Yeah. So he tweets us this shit from Westminster
Yeah.
or like Lakewood, Arvada, around there. What the fuck is going on in this area of the city where there's a consistent fountain of car stanzas?
I don't know.
Nick.
I don't know. Well, I think the thing that we need to really discuss here
Yeah.
is your, frankly, dereliction of duty.
What is my duty?
You had the opportunity. You were next to this person to find some shit out. I think I set the example.
You did. You chased down the Bob Marley aficionado in the W3.
Yeah, and the W3 Passat.
Yeah.
And I found out. I got the story.
You did.
I got the straight story, which made no sense.
Right. Which.
But I got an answer.
But Jimbo had tons of information to fill in. Our buddy Jimbo.
Which now there's way more questions. But that's fine. You have an obligation.
You're right. I failed.
To the like 3 or 4 people listening to this to find out what the deal is with that.
Right. Yeah, I should.
What's the deal with that?
I should have just parked next to them wherever they pulled off and said, "Bitchin' Camaro," and then just peeled out. Yeah. Or just like started playing the Dead Milkman, right? Huh? You know, pointing at my stereo.
I don't get the reference.
They sang the song "Bitchin' Camaro."
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with the Cobalt Camaro.
Fucking car stanza,
It's
man.
pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
But if you do see car stanzas,
Yes.
send them to us.
Please do. And
because they drive us insane.
Yeah.
And that's most of the point of this show.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Thoughts.
T-swirl, downward glance. We need a narrator. We need Morgan Freeman narrating.
Yeah, for like a visually impaired version of the show.
Right, yeah.
That's a really good idea.
As Ian slowly descends his gaze into his teacup. Yeah.
I am out of things to talk about.
You are? I have an FMK cars for you.
Let's do it.
One last one.
Let's
okay?
do it, and
All
then
right?
let's wrap up.
Okay, all right. So thank you, Nick Lindy. Thank you, Hannes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, everybody. So this one, Ian,
Mhm.
this FMK cars is called The Worst. The Worst.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to you. I'm not really sorry. I have thoughts. I have thoughts too. Okay, Ian, first up, you get a car and you have a song stuck in your head.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
Ian, first car, Ford, Mustang. 2.
My mom had one of those.
Worst car of the 70s, Ian.
Yeah. Pretty poor.
Ian?
Yeah.
You have Sonny and Cher, I Got You, Babe, stuck in your head.
God damn it.
Because you seem like the kind of person that would run around singing that.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Me. That's me in a nutshell.
All right?
Are you showing the people? You're not showing the people.
Oh, I'm not showing the people. Okay. Oh, they're missing out on a Mustang too. They're sending tons of angry tweets.
Yeah.
Show us the Mustang too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ian. This is a better picture of the Mustang too. It has stripes.
Oh, well, that's way better.
Yeah. Okay, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I'm going to give you Geo Metro convertible. All right? This little thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right? I guess what you can do with one of these Geo Metros is swap in a V6 from a Ford Probe.
Yeah.
That's a pretty apparently easy swap and makes a good crap car.
Sweet.
But, Ian, this car was from what decade?
The 90s? 80s?
90s, Ian.
90s.
Guess what song gets to be in your head?
Barbie Girl?
Sugar Ray Every Morning.
Oh, God.
I could have given you Barbie Girl. I found a list of the 20 worst songs of the 90s. Number 20 was Sugar Ray, and I was like, don't need to go to 1. Already found it.
Oh, God. It's already going.
All right.
Oh.
Lastly, Ian.
It's already going. I'm going to have some sort of weird I got you, babe, every morning hybrid.
Yes. Ian? What decade's in between there?
Well, the 80s.
Cadillac. Remember the Cadillac from the 80s? The Cimarron.
Yes, Cimarron.
Cimarron. I'd make a great announcer. I'd make a great announcement is what I just said. Get your car out of the yard. That's all I can really say. That and racist and homophobic shit.
Yeah.
Boston accent.
Okay.
Yeah. And in your head, Ian, Kiss, Lick It Up, which has been stuck in my head for a day. For real. And I wish it wasn't.
Okay.
But it was there.
Oh my God.
This
is horrendous.
Yeah.
What have you done to me?
You made me listen to Devin Nunez's memo.
Well, that's true.
The Neno, if you will. Has anybody coined that? Hashtag Neno.
I don't know.
Ian.
Yeah.
What is your remedy for getting a song out of your head that you don't want in your head? And can you tell me about a time that happened?
I mean, like all things, just an absurd amount of whiskey.
Okay.
No,
you just blackout drunk.
Yeah. I don't know. Just usually listening to other music, drowning it out with other music.
Okay.
Usually.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing. New music, something I have to like concentrate on.
Okay. Okay.
So like going back and
not looking for a more satisfactory old hook.
No.
Okay.
Going down the hook. That's the foolish way to do that.
Is it really?
I think so.
That's fighting fire with fire? That's gasoline on the fire?
Right. I think you gotta work out different muscles.
Okay. All right.
And I think like listening to new things is
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that. Yeah.
Yeah. Pick something that you wouldn't normally listen to.
Okay.
And
so
listen
Kiss, Lick It Up.
Yeah. Listen to it for the first time.
Okay. So Sugar Ray.
And like really really listen to it.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's what it works for me.
Nice. Nice. What are you gonna do here with your Cadillac Cimarron?
Oh my God.
What are you gonna do with your Cadillac Cinnamon?
All right. I'm crushing. You know, I have
thoughts,
hot thoughts about the Cimarron. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, the Cimarron.
Cimarron.
Yeah.
The Cadillac the Cadillac Cimarron.
Yeah.
I think it could look pretty cool.
Okay.
I think it could be modified to look like if you lowered it a skosh. And kind of got rid of some of the the really cheap looking trim.
Okay.
And you could kind of get it to look like a Nissan President or something.
Okay.
Like with that front end.
Yeah.
The front end kind of has that look to it.
See, that's what I thought about the Alante. That like you actually could get an Alante to look cool.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
But
that's what we should do. We should buy a Cimarron.
Right.
And make a VIP car out of it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Right?
I think it'd probably be pretty cool. It'd be slow.
It would. And
unpleasant.
Yep.
But I think
if there's ever a metaphor for this show. Or your lovemaking.
This show
frequent
lasts
breakdowns.
way longer.
Frequent breakdowns.
Just the same amount of crying, I think.
Yeah. The requisite amount. They didn't really tell us about the crying during the 5th grade health class.
No, they really didn't.
Boys in one room, girls in another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna crush the Cadillac because
okay. Yeah.
Mostly because I cannot stand Kiss.
Yeah. No, they're awful.
It's
awful.
terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to, for a day, I'll deal with the Mustang 2 and I Got You, Babe.
Okay.
And I'm going to torture myself with every morning. And my thought here is that it's a convertible.
Right.
And how good can the stereo in a Geo Metro be?
True.
So I can just drive faster.
Yeah.
Such as it is
right.
the Geo Metro. But if I drive faster, I'll hear less of the song.
True.
Because it's a convertible.
Also, you're not going very fast in a Geo Metro.
No.
And also, the image that's selected on Wikipedia for the Geo Metro convertible is one that has a fucked up rear bumper.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when the Wikipedia...
The iconic picture of the car is falling apart.
Yeah.
Look, we need to gather the wealth of human knowledge and show an example of the best of everything. Here's the best geometric convertible. Oh, God, we're so sorry. Right?
But that's what I would do. I think it's probably the best car of the 3.
I think you're right.
And I think maybe it's the best song of the 3 as well.
I like Sonny and Cher. I don't mind I Got You, Babe.
Yeah.
I can listen to that all day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you would marry the Mustang too?
No, it's an awful car. I'd marry the Geo Metro.
Would you do the exact same thing that I did?
I think, I would kill the Cadillac. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. And then for a day, go 7 miles an hour in a Ford Mustang too. Yeah. All right, Ian.
Oh, this is not working anymore. Yes.
This is the battery dead. We
Pretty
did
much.
car show.
Yeah, we did car show.
Yeah, so tell people about what to do if they like our car show, what they should do.
They should go to teamclearcoat.com.
Yes.
And they should maybe do things on iTunes and other things on YouTube.
Ian,
but you can get to all those things from teamclear.com.
They should subscribe to us on YouTube.
I have thoughts.
They should rate and review us on iTunes.
Uh-huh.
They should send us an email with their own thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
And their own FMK cars.
Yep.
Tweet at us car stanzas.
Thoughts, shower or otherwise.
Right. Preferably the former.
Yeah.
Definitely the latter.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Send us car stanzas. Keep your eyes on the streets, people. Send us my eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what we want.
Sounds good. We did car show.
We did car show. Ian?
I have thoughts.
I know you do. We love you.